will be kicking off to start today's action, and they'll be kicking from right to left. And back to receive this for the Wildcats will be number 2, Markel Jones. As Carlos Villagomez is set to kick this one off. Panthers coming in with their all gold jerseys, gold pants, purple numbers, and white helmets. And we are off here from Blackshear Field. Jones going to field this one at the 5-yard line. He's going to get past the 10, past the 15. He has a lane, and he's going to get past the 40, past midfield, and he's going to be brought down out of bounds near the 40-yard line. Huge return from Jones, and the Wildcats will have excellent field position to start this first drive here in the first quarter, Craig.
Most definitely. Good field position, set the tone early. Let's try to get some points on the board if you're Abilene Christian. That has to be their mindset.
It was a great blocking by the kick return team, as Jones had not one but 2 lanes to choose from on that kick return. So the Wildcats will have this one inside Panther territory. Ball's going to be placed at the 43-yard line. Wildcats moving from left to right as the quarterback Maverick MacGyver is here to lead his squad. He's going to hand off to the running back of the middle, and he's going to gain about 2 yards on the play. As number 21, Jeremiah Dobbins on the carry for the Wildcats was stopped short by the linebacker Travion Green. We have 2nd and 8 coming up. Ball plays right at the 40-yard line. As MacGyver is going to have 2 receivers to the right and 1 to the left. Dobbins going to be offset to his right. As MacGyver sends a man in motion, Dobbins now offset to his left. As we have a slight stoppage in the play. False start charge against the Wildcats at a back them up 5. So 2nd and 13 now coming up for the Wildcats.
But looks like the running back went in motion at the same time as the receiver there.
Yes, sir. 2 receivers to the left and 1 to the right for MacGyver. Dobbins going to be offset to his left. And another handoff to Divins. And he's going to gain some positive yards. Only about 2 on the play. Panthers defense all over that one. As you can credit that tackle to number 37, Miles McHaney. And with that, we have a 3rd down coming up. 3rd and 10 to be exact. Ball is officially going to be spotted right at the 42-yard line. Wildcats moving from left to right. MacGyver's going to have 3 receivers to the left and 1 to the right. Dobbins going to be offset to his left. MacGyver back to pass. He has a man downfield, and that pass will be caught in traffic. And it should be enough for a Wildcat first down.
Great read there by MacGyver.
Number 9, Cooper McCaslin on the reception for the Wildcats. Wildcats going to hurry up offense. MacGyver back to pass. He steps into the pocket. He's just going to take it himself, and he's going to safely slide down after picking up some positive yards for the Wildcats. He gets past the 25-yard line. As this one officially is going to be spotted right at the 24-yard line. So I mentioned in our pregame show that this is a quarterback that typically doesn't take off running, but he saw the safe route on that last play, gained some positive yards for the Wildcats, as he didn't have a receiver downfield, Greg.
Right. That goes to him taking care of the ball. Nothing was open, so he tucked it himself, get some positive yards.
2nd and 5 coming up. Ball placed at the 24-yard line. 2 receivers to the right and 1 to the left for MacGyver. MacGyver back to pass. He looks left, throws up. He has a man. That pass is going to be incomplete. No flag on the play.
No flag. Both cornerback and receiver did get a little handsy there. Did kind of expect to see a flag, but no flag on the play.
Got a little testy. We weren't too sure. That was number 3, Freddie Beard, on the coverage for the Panthers on that last play. Freddie Beard had an interception in last week's victory against TSU. Had great coverage on that play. No flag. That we have 3rd and 6 coming up. As looks like we have some stoppage in the play. As they may be trying to adjust the game clock. As we're showing 11:57 on the game clock, we are scoreless here in the first quarter. First drive for the Wildcats as they're inside Panther territory, now facing the third down, their second third down of this drive. Ball plays right at the 24-yard line. McGyver sends a man in motion. He has two receivers to the left and two to the right. McGyver back to pass. He's going to air this one in the end zone yet again. This time the pass will be caught in the end zone for a Wildcats touchdown, as they went with the same play in a row to number 8, Waydell Jones. Brady Beard was the cornerback on that play, on that coverage for the Panthers. This time, Waydell Jones was able to win the battle and put the first points on the board for the Wildcats.
Great placement there on the ball, too. Got it where only the receiver can get it. The receiver went up with his hands real strong and was able to bring that ball down for a touchdown. Great ball placement there, though, by McGyver.
Yes, sir. Yeah, and it appears that they were trying to adjust the game clock. We're now showing 12:08 on the game clock as the PA unit is on the field to try this extra point. And that just lets me know that the Wildcats feel that they have the better athlete on their side in Waydell Jones. They literally went with the same play in a row on the exact same side, and he ran the same route. Exactly. He ran a fade on the first route, on the previous play, and he ran the same route on the second play.
Definitely. Kind of maybe just wanted to see what they had there on that first one.
As the snap is down, kick is up, and it is good. So the Wildcats strike first blood here in today's contest. On top of this one by the score of 7-0. We'll take a break and come back with more Panther action right here on the Open Mic Broadcast Network.
We certainly hope that you're enjoying our live coverage of Panther football right here at the Open Mic Broadcast Network. While we have a break in the action, we want to ask all of our listeners, have you been thrilled with the content and sports coverages provided to you here at the Open Mic Broadcast Network? If so, we want to take this opportunity to let you know for as little as 17 cents a day, yes, you heard it correctly, for just 17 cents a day, you can become a listening partner right here at the Open Mic Broadcast Network. To do so, all you have to do is head to our website at obnradio.com. Again, that's obnradio.com. And fill out the inquiry form at the bottom of the page, and your monthly contributions will help us continue bringing you live and delayed sports coverages throughout Waller County and beyond. And again, it's only on the Open Mic Broadcast Network, station designed with you in mind.
And welcome back to Panther Football right here on the Open Mic Broadcast Network. Hunter Davis alongside Mr. Greg Johnson. The Wildcats strike first blood here in today's contest. On top of this one by a score of 7-0. And we'll see if the Panthers can answer here to start their first drive of this first quarter. As that kick return was filled in the end zone, he'll just take a knee, and the Panthers will start their first drive moving from right to left. Ball placed at the 25-yard line. Quarterback Trayvon Conley out there on the field to lead the Panthers here to start this first drive. It'll be an empty backfield setup. You'll have two receivers on each side. As the ball is going to be fumbled, and Conley's going to be able to pick this one up and safely throw this one away. Some miscommunication between the center and Conley on that play. Conley was able to fall on it. Well, actually, he was able to pick it up and safely throw it away. And with that, we have 2nd and 10 coming up.
Great heads up there. Great heads up play there by Conley, but not a good sign on the first play of the drive to have miscommunication.
And we saw some miscommunication last week against Texas Southern between these two guys, as Conley is going to be flushed out the pocket. He rolls to his right side, and he has a man downfield, and that pass is going to be caught past midfield, and he's going to be brought down out of bounds. A huge gain through the air and a first down for the Panthers. Conley was able to hook up with number 6, Jaquan Bloomfield, who had a touchdown in last week's victory against Texas Southern. And with that, we're looking at a fresh set of downs. So we're not even worried about that first down play.
Yeah, we definitely like to see that by Conley, because last week he showed that a lot, getting out of the pocket and still being able to look downfield for an open man.
Yes, sir. Hurry up offense for the Panthers. This time Conley's going to hand off to Ahmad Antoine. He has a lane on the right side, and he's going to be brought down past the 40 And he's going to have enough for another Panthers first down.
Looks like he could have maybe took that to the house if he wouldn't have ran into his own man.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Solid gain through the air and on the ground for the Panthers. 2 plays in a row, 2 first downs in a row, as they are in Wildcat territory now. Ball is now going to be placed at the 37-yard line. 3 receivers to the left for Conley. Ahmad Antoine's going to be offset to his right. As Conley's barking at the line of scrimmage, perhaps changing the play. As the Wildcats were showing blitz. And another fumble of the ball, and Conley was able to pick it up and safely go down. Again, another miscommunication between the center and Conley. The center is hiking this one on the ground, Greg.
Most definitely. Look for Abilene Christian to try to use that to their advantage. Maybe put a couple more people on the center, send more blitzes.
So it looks like Conley lost about 12 yards on that play.
And if I'm the Panthers, I want to get that under control as soon as possible.
Ball is now placed at the 48-yard line, as the Panthers have to get to the 27-yard line for a first down. 2nd and 19 coming up. Empty backfield for the Panthers. 3 receivers to the left and 2 to the right for Conley. Conley back to pass. He has a lane. He's just going to take this one himself, and he's going to safely fall down at about the 45-yard line, as Conley may have been trying to hook up with number 12, D'Angelo Santo. Wasn't able to get it to him. And with that, we have 3rd down coming up, 3rd and 16. As the ball officially is going to be spotted at the 45-yard line. But check that, 46-yard line. Another empty backfield setup for the Panthers. 3 receivers to the right and 2 to the left for Conley. Conley back to pass. He's being pressured, and he's going to be brought down in the backfield for a safety. Check that, a sack. Number 92, Luke Gams, on the sack for the Wildcats, and 4th down coming up.
Pretty good defensive position there by Abilene Christian here early. Great pass rush, too.
And Conley, and that's the thing when you run the empty backfield setup, there's no protection back there.
No, definitely. When that pass rush gets past the O-line, quarterback's kind of a guard gnome, if you will, at that point.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. As the punting unit is out there on the field, and this is going to take a nice PV bounce inside the 5-yard line, and it's going to be down at the 1-yard line. So definitely what you want from your special teams, as the Wildcats will have to travel 99 yards to Pater here to start their second drive of the first quarter.
Great punt for PV.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. And we saw not quite much of a balanced attack on that first drive for the Wildcats. They tried to get the running game going with Mr. Jeremiah Dobbins. Wasn't really able to get it going. The Panthers defense was all on top of it. But the quarterback, Maverick MacGyver, was able to make some solid completions through the air and to cap off a touchdown through the air as well. As MacGyver is going to be lined up on the center, Dobbins is going to be lined up 10 yards behind him. He's going to hand off to Dobbins, trying to get out the back of the end zone. Not a whole lot doing. Gain of about 2 yards, 3 if you're generous on that play.
Just want to get out of their own end zone here. That's all.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. You don't want to take a chance on getting a safety. You're just trying to get out the back of the end zone. We're going to see if the Panthers defense can buckle down here on this drive to get the ball back to their offense. 2nd and 8 coming up. Ball's placed at the 2-yard line. 2 receivers to the left and 1 to the right for MacGyver. Another handoff to Dobbins. This time he's going to try to cut to the left side. Gain some additional positive yards. We will have 3rd down coming up. Third and 4 to be exact. Ball placed at the 7-yard line. Wildcats moving from left to right. If you're just now joining us, the Wildcats were able to strike first blood on their first drive. They're on top of this one by the score of 7-0. We do have 3rd down coming up for the Wildcats, as they're going to go with an empty backfield setup. 2 receivers on each side. MacGyver sends a man in motion It's the running back, Jeremiah Dobbins. He's now offset to his right. MacGyver back to pass. He's looking for a man downfield, and that pass is going to be tipped and caught on the near sideline as it was almost interception, as the wide receiver was able to catch that one at the last minute, number 13, Blaine Taylor. And with that, we have a fresh set of downs for the Wildcats.
And MacGyver was able to throw that right over DB DeJuan Lewis. He thought he had it, but.
Yes, sir. And this time the Wildcats will go with a hurry-up offense as MacGyver tried to air this one long downfield, incomplete pass. Was trying to hook up with number 6, Taylon Williams. Brady Beard on the coverage for the Panthers. They're trying him early in this ball game, Greg.
Most definitely going at him early. And if you look, he's 175, so they trying to push him around a little bit, maybe bully him a little bit on that outside early.
And it appears that the Panthers are substituting him out with number 6, Ahmad Robinson, here to start this next play. As another handoff to Dobbins. This time nothing doing. The defensive line of the Panthers all on top of that one, led by number 99, the transfer from Villanova, Mr. Calvin Presley. And with that, we have third down coming up. So the Panthers have been able to force third down here in this first quarter on these first two drives. We'll see if they can get off the field here on this next play. 3rd and 9 coming up. Ball is going to be spotted right at the 25-yard line. MacGyver has 3 receivers to the left and 1 to the right. He sends a man in motion. As MacGyver drops back to pass, he has time. He looks left, throws left downfield. He has a man. That pass will be caught. Pass to 30, 20, 10, 5, touchdown, Wildcats.
And another great pass by MacGyver. That receiver just was able to get behind the secondary pretty easily there, too, if you ask me.
Blaine Taylor on a huge touchdown reception for the Wildcats, and turned on the Jets on that play as well.
Right, and as we mentioned in the pregame, MacGyver's not a guy who's going to run too much, and on that play he showed you he can sit back in the pocket, wait for things to develop, wait for his receiver to get open, get behind the secondary,
yes,
and
sir.
Put it right on the money.
This is a young man who's not fazed by the pressure of the defense. He's not fazed by the pressure of the defensive line, blitz that's coming. However you want to slice it, he will sit back there in the pocket and wait for his receivers to get open. He did on that last play, and now we're looking at 2 scores by the Wildcats, 2 drives in a row, as the PAT is good. 14-0 is now our score. We got 5:48 to go here in the first quarter. We'll keep it right here. And what are some of the things that you're noticing, Greg? Now, obviously, the Panthers were able to have some success offensively on that last drive, although the snap seems to be an issue offensively for the Panthers, causing them to go the opposite direction. What are some of the things that you're noticing so far here in this first quarter?
The snapping of the ball is definitely an issue for the Panthers, but I don't want them to get that too much into their head. What I'm seeing so far early this game, it's a kind of a reverse of last week. We saw them get to the run game early. The run game developed early, and then they started to pass the ball. But this week it looks like they want to come out and attack early, punch first, and get the passing game going first. But I think they should go back to last week's game plan and try to get the run game going a little bit more here early.
Well, they had 2 first downs on their previous drive to start this first quarter. But when you're having issues with the snap and going backwards, I mean, there's not too many plays that's drawn up for 3rd and 19 and 3rd and 20. There's not too many plays that you can draw up out there to be successful. But when the Panthers aren't having that issue, they're able to get down the field. I mean, they had a huge game through the air from Trayvon Conley to Jaquan Bloomfield, and then Ahmad Antoine was able to get a first down with his first rushing attempt for this ball game as well. So there are some positives. Your Panther Nation, there are some positives that we saw offensively for the Panthers on that first drive, and we're going to see if they can answer here to start their second drive, as this kick return is going to be fielded, and he's just going to need this one in the end zone. Number 0, Brian Jenkins, Jr. And the Panthers will have a fresh set of downs starting at their own 25-yard line, moving from right to left, as they find themselves down by 2 scores here. There's still plenty of football left. 14-0 is our score in favor of the Wildcats, but we have 5:48 to go here in the first quarter, as Conley's going to have 3 receivers to the right and 1 to the left. Ahmad Antoine's going to be offset to his right. And a handoff to Ahmad Antoine. And he's going to cut to the left side, and he's going to go out of bounds, picked up some positive yards, 3 yards to be exact. We have 2nd and 7 coming up. There's nothing wrong with having a balanced attack offensively if you're the Panthers, as long as you're getting positive yards out of it and you're not being complacent and you're not being too conservative. That's right. One thing we talked about last week. It appears that at times against TSU, they were being conservative with the playbook. Once they start to open up the playbook, things start to open up for them offensively. So we'll see if they do that here against the Wildcats this afternoon. And it appears that we have some stoppage in the play. And can't quite make out what's going on. And we'll send it down to our sideline reporter, Mr. Philip Prince, to give us an insight of what's going on out there in the field. Philip, are you there?
Yeah, man. Looks like they're just trying to get the chain crew on the correct right now. So it looks like they finally get in the correct spot.
Thank you, Mr. Philip Prince. As the action resumes here, 2nd and 7 coming up. And a jet sweep to the right side, and he's going to be met right at the line of scrimmage. He's actually going to lose 2 yards on the play, as the Panthers went with a jet sweep to Jaquan Bloomfield, as the Wildcats were all over that one.
Abilene Christian seems to be disciplined here early. Not too many mistakes. A lot of crisp and solid football going on the Abilene Christian side so far.
And we have some substitution for the Panthers receiving core to start this next play. 3rd down coming up for the Panthers, 39 to be exact. Ball plays right at the 26-yard line. Colin's going to have 3 receivers to the left and 1 to the right. Ahmad Antoine's going to be offset to his right. Conley back to pass, and he's going to check down to Ahmad Antoine, and he's going to be met right at the line of scrimmage by number 7, Elijah Moffitt, the safety. Was all over that play.
Came down and made a huge hit. He read that like a book. He was all over that one.
Trayvon Conley didn't have anything downfield. He checked it down to Ahmad Antoine, who was running a swing route out the backfield. As Elijah Moffitt was all over that one. At that, we have 4th down coming up. Punting unit out there on the field. As number 19, Jameer Dudley, back to see this, and this punt's going to be blocked by the Wildcats, and he's able to scoop this one for a touchdown.
Like I mentioned earlier, Abilene Christian comes out, and they look like they're real disciplined early. Not too many mistakes, a lot of crisp, clean football.
Wow.
Get the block punt there, bring it in to the end zone for a touchdown, and they're out early in this game.
20-0 is now our score off that block punt scoop and score with the PAT to follow. So not a great start for the Panthers here in the first quarter. As we have another stoppage in the play, as a flag on the play. Appears to be delay a game by the offense, that there was some substitution going on for the Wildcats. That's going to back them up 5 yards to retry this PAT. Still should be a cheap shot.
If you're Abilene Christian, you're okay with that being your first mistake of the game with a score of 20-0.
And it should still be a cheap shot for this PAT. As the snap is down, kick is up, and it is good. As it appears that we have another flag on the play. As we have offsides now charged against the Panthers defense. So we're going to see if they're going to retry this extra point. And it appears that they will. So those 5 yards that was given to that check that was taken away from the Wildcats from the delay of game was now given back to him.
And that's a killer because the referees definitely signaled for a no-good field goal, so he gets an extra try.
As this snap is down, kick is up. And this one is good. So 21-0 is now our score in favor of the Wildcats. We have 3:31 to go here in the first quarter. We'll take a break and come back with more Panther action right here on the Open Mic Broadcast Network.
Join us each and every Sunday morning, 10 a.m. Central Standard Time, for a word of encouragement from the Temple of Refuge Ministries. Simply dial 857-777-0000. Building the kingdom, one soul at a time. Temple of Refuge Ministries, Prairie View, Texas.
It's been all Wildcats here from Blackshear Field. Welcome back to Panther Football on the Open Mic Broadcast Network. Andre Davis alongside Mr. Greg Johnson. Panthers now find themselves down 21-0 here early in the first quarter, Greg. We have 3:31 to go here in the first quarter. You're just now joining us. So if you're the Panthers, and check that, if you're the Panthers coaching staff, what is the message you're sending to your team here to start this third drive of this first quarter?
Definitely want to let them know, even though you're down huge early, this is only the fourth quarter. This is only the first quarter. Excuse me. You have 3 more quarters left. Plenty of time to come back in this game. So basically, look at the scoreboard and just imagine it's 0-0.
Panthers going to start this at the 25-yard line. This time a handoff to the running back up the middle. Nothing doing. He was met right at the line of scrimmage. This time the Panthers going to go with Caleb Johnson as the running back to start this drive, as he was met right at the line of scrimmage. Actually lost 1 yard on the play. 2nd and 11 coming up. Ball's now placed at the 24-yard line. Panthers moving from right to left. 3 receivers to the right and 2 to the left for Conley. Empty backfield setup. As the Wildcats are showing blitz. Conley back to pass. He has a man. That pass will be caught as he was hit at midfield, but was able to complete the catch. Wow.
Great pinpoint that pass there by Conley, and a huge hit by Abilene Christian as well.
Number 12, Diego Stino, was able to make the huge reception through the air for the Panthers. He did take a hard hit at midfield, as he appears to be down on the field, as they're attending to that young man right now. And that's the thing when you're catching in traffic on plays like that. And
yeah, he definitely didn't even see the defender coming on that one.
But the ability of this young man to keep the concentration, keep his eyes on the ball, not looking downfield, and able to make the catch in traffic. And if you're the Panthers, if you want to put yourself back into this ball game, catches like that are actually going to be needed, Greg.
No, definitely. And he was shaking up on the play there, but like you mentioned, great concentration there to hold on to the ball through the contact. Huge game for the Panthers, much needed game for the Panthers as well.
Yes, sir. And it appears that he's up. And not only is he walking off, he ran off the field, Greg.
He's trying to get his Panther sideline a little light, like I mentioned. Yes,
sir.
Early, but a lot of time left in this game. This game is not over.
So fresh touchdowns for the Panthers. We've got 2:34 to go here in the first quarter. Ball's now going to be spotted at the 47-yard line. This time a play action fake. Conley has another man downfield, and that pass will be caught on the near sideline for another Panthers first down. Brian Jenkins on the reception for the Panthers as they find themselves well within Wildcat territory. Ball's officially going to be spotted at the 13-yard line. Panthers moving a hurry-up offense. This time to keep to Caleb Johnson. And he's going to get past the first wave of defender. He's going to be brought down. Solid gain for Caleb Johnson. 8 yards to be exact. 2nd and 8 coming up. Ball plays now inside the 10-yard line. Substitution for the Panthers. As Conley's barking at the line of scrimmage, he's going to have 2 receivers to the right and 2 to the left. As Conley looks to the sideline to get the call. Ball spotted inside the 10-yard line. Conley sends a man in motion. He fakes a jet sweep, runs to the left side, and he will be in for a Panthers touchdown.
Great run there by Conley, able to get outside, and great blocking as well. Great blocking on that run play. He had a man coming towards him, and the Panthers were able to, their blocking scheme was able to steer him off, and Conley walked into the end zone untouched.
And now you see a little bit of life from the Panthers sideline as the Panthers were able to score and score quickly here in the first quarter, find themselves on the scoreboard for the first time here in today's ball game with 1:20 to go here in the first quarter. As the snap is down, kick is up, and it is good. So 21-7 is now our score. Again, still in favor of the Wildcats of Abilene Christian. But if you're a PV Nation, you have to be impressed with not only the ability of the Panthers to score, but the way in which they scored so quickly on that last drive.
Right, most definitely. Like we mentioned before, the Panthers are kind of notorious for kind of getting out of a game when they're down early and kind of being lackadaisical when things aren't going their way. But this is a bright spot, continuing to be level-headed in situations like these when you're down early, being able to put together a scoring drive early when you're down. That was a great sign, great drive by Conley, and a great run to put the Panthers up on the board here.
Yes, sir. That's it. Now, as the Panthers get ready to kick this one off, and we'll see how the defense are able to manage things here to start this drive. And there's a possibility that the Wildcats will be aggressive to start this drive. Nothing doing on the ground so far for the Wildcats here in this ball game. But the Panthers secondary are going to have to tighten things up here to give the defense another chance, or check that to give the offense another opportunity here in this ball game. As number 2, Markel Jones is back to receive this one for the Wildcats. As this kick will sail out of bounds at the 5-yard line. That's going to be a flag on the kicking team as we have some pushing and shoving going on out there on the field. But nonetheless, a flag on that play by the kicking team. That's going to give the Wildcats excellent field position to start this drive with 1:20 to go here in the first quarter. Definitely not what the doctor ordered of your special teams, as the Wildcats are going to be able to start this one at their own 35-yard line. As McGyver's going to have 3 receivers to the left, Dobbins going to be offset to his left. As McGyver sends a man in motion. This time a fake to Dobbins, and he's going to keep it himself, but he's going to be met in the backfield for a sack by number 9, Mr. Keyshawn Johnson.
Great play there by Mr. Johnson. He was able to read that. Kind of thought that they were setting up a little screen pass in the flat for a receiver they had in motion, but McGyver kept it himself, and Keyshawn Johnson all over that one.
We talked about this young man in our pregame show last week against TSU. I like to call him the heart and soul of this defense. Came alive for the defense on that play. 2nd and 11 coming up for the Wildcats. This time they're going to hand it off to Jeremiah Dobbins. Nothing doing on that play as he gains about a yard on the play and getting up off the ground. You guessed it, number 9, Keyshawn Johnson on the tackle yet again for the Panthers.
Showing signs early. He wants to make himself involved in this game early.
Yes, sir. And when you're facing adversity in situations like this, when it comes to the game of football, the question I would ask yourself is, who's going to be a leader and who's going to step up on both sides of the ball? So far, defensively, Keyshawn Johnson is doing that here on this drive. As we're showing 7 seconds on the game clock, it appears that the Wildcats are just going to let the clock run out. And that last play will take us to the end of the first quarter here from Blackshear Field. All Wildcats for the majority of the first quarter, but the Panthers were able to answer back at the end of the first quarter. 21-7 is our score in favor of the Wildcats. We'll take a quick break and come back with more Panther action right here on the Open Mic Broadcast Network.
This broadcast is made possible by the support of the Prairie View Athletic Club. The Prairie View Athletic Club is a proud supporter of Prairie View A&M University athletics. For more information on becoming a member of the Prairie View Athletic Club, send your email to pvathletic.club@gmail.com. That email address again is pvathletic.club@gmail.com. Prairie View Athletic Club, a proud supporter of Prairie View A&M University athletics.
Welcome back to Panther Football right here on the Open Mic Broadcast Network. Andre Davis alongside Mr. Greg Johnson, our sideline reporter, Mr. Philip Prince, coming to you live from Blackshear Field by way of Prairie View A&M University. We're at the start of our second quarter here for today's non-conference matchup against the Wildcats of Abilene Christian University. As the teams have switched sides, we have third down coming up for the Wildcats as MacGyver is going to attempt to pass, and that pass will be incomplete, as he was trying to hook up with number 9, Cooper McCaslin. And with that, we have fourth down coming up. The first punting attempt for the Wildcats here in this ball game, Greg.
And the Panthers look to be coming alive here in this to start this second quarter, but really towards the end of that first quarter, they started to get a little life. Like I said, this game isn't over. Have to look at the scoreboard as if it's 0-0.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. And if you're the Panthers, that stoppage is exactly what you needed by the defense to give your offense another opportunity to put more points on the board here to start the second quarter, as Brian Jenkins is standing at their own 10-yard line. This will take a nice Wildcat bounce inside the 5-yard line, and it's officially going to be spotted at the 2-yard line. Wow.
Great punt.
98 yards is what the Panthers will have to travel to Pater here to start their first drive of the second quarter. We want to take this opportunity to check it down with our sideline reporter, Mr. Philip Prince. Philip, give us an insight on what's happened out there on the sideline of the Panthers after that last score at the end of the first quarter.
Well, yeah, you can see that the defensive coordinator for the Panthers was getting on to his defense about allowing more pressure onto the Abilene Christian quarterback, because it seemed like he had all day to throw. And then, as you can see, it's like they're taking advantage of the mismatch that they have outside, where they have bigger receivers over the Panthers' corners. So it's just like the defensive coordinator is just trying to stress more on the defensive line to help out his corners, where they at least just apply more pressure instead of giving McGuire all that time to throw in the pocket.
Thank you, Mr. Philip Prince. And as I mentioned, and as we mentioned during our pregame show, Greg, this is a young man, the quarterback for the Wildcats, Maverick MacGyver. He's very comfortable in that pocket. So if you're the Panthers defense, you're going to have to make him uncomfortable. You have to continue getting pressure on him, because as of right now, he looks comfortable back there to throw the ball all day long.
Most definitely. On those scoring drives, pocket was definitely clean.
So on first down for the Panthers, Trayvon Conley attempted the pass that was incomplete. This time on second down, he's going to attempt to run it himself. He was looking for a receiver downfield, nothing doing, as he safely slides down, picks up positive yards, but we do have third down coming up. Panthers are still well within their own territory. Ball's officially spotted at their own 6-yard line. Panthers moving from left to right. 3rd and 6 to be exact. Conley has 2 receivers on each side, empty backfield for the Panthers. Conley back to pass. He has time. And he's still looking. He's going to step into the pocket. He's going to be tripped up near the first down marker. And he will have enough for a Panthers first down. Trayvon Conley able to keep the play alive with his feet. Looking for a receiver downfield, couldn't find anyone. He had an open lane. Great protection by the offensive line on that last play, Greg.
And that's what made Conley special. You know, nothing was open downfield. He was able to tuck it himself and pick up the first down.
3 receivers to the left and 2 to the right for Conley. This time a handoff to Caleb Johnson up the right side, and he's going to be brought down near the 20-yard line. Another positive gain on the ground for the Panthers. Second and it appears to be 3 coming up. As the ground game appears to be working for the Panthers so far here in this ball game.
So definitely a pretty balanced attack here on offense early for the Panthers so far.
3 receivers to the left and 1 to the right for Conley. Caleb's going to be offset to his left. Conley back to pass. He has time, and he looks to his left, and he throws left, and that pass is going to be incomplete. Trying to hook up with Brian Jenkins on that play. Wasn't able to get it to him. We have third down coming up. And, again, we must give credit to the offensive line of the Panthers. Conley has had time in the pocket so far here in this ball game to make his passes downfield, although he wasn't able to hook up with Brian Jenkins on that last play. But you have to give credit to the offensive line for giving Conley the opportunity and the time to complete these passes downfield.
Right, and I want to give them credit for their improvement from the first quarter to this quarter.
Empty backfield for the Panthers on this third down. 3 receivers to the left and 2 to the right for Conley. Conley back to pass. He's been pressured. This pass is going to be incomplete, broken up, as Conley was trying to hook up with number 18, Christopher Simmons.
The pass was actually caught after.
Oh, it actually was caught. Oh, wow. Yes. Yes, it was. Yes. So Christopher Simmons was able to catch it at the last minute. It appears that pass was going to be incomplete. But Simmons was able to catch it at the last minute. And with that, we have a fresh set of downs for the Panthers, 1st and 10. A handoff to Caleb Johnson. He gets past the first wave of defenders. He's going to be brought down near the first down marker. A solid 8-yard, check that, 9-yard pickup on the play. Ball's officially now spotted at the 36-yard line. Panthers moving from left to right.
And we're giving the Panthers offensive line credit for the pocket that they're keeping for Conley, but also want to give them credit in the run game. A couple of big holes here for the running backs.
Yes, sir.
9-yard gain on that previous play.
And the running backs are running with some authority as well. They're hitting the hole hard. Again, Caleb Johnson is out there, the running back, to start this possession for the Panthers. And they're going to hand it off to Caleb Johnson. He's going to cut to the right side, breaks a few tackles. He's going to be brought down at the 40-yard line. Another solid pickup and another first down for the Panthers.
Panthers are driving here. The offensive line is really setting the tone, keeping the clean pocket, opening up running lanes for the running back. I like this drive here by the Panthers.
And this time the Panthers are trying to hurry things up. As Conley is ready to snap the ball, he must see something in the defense. He got 3 receivers to the left and 1 to the right. A handoff to the running back, gets past the 45-yard line. This time it's going to be the sophomore running back, Connor Wysham, on the carry for the Panthers. And it looks like they're going to be using Connor Wysham early on in this ball game. We didn't see Connor Wysham get some action until the second half in last week's game against the Tigers. But it appears that he's going to begin some action early in this ball game as we have some stoppage in the play. We have an injured Wildcat on the field. It appears to be number 99, Kobe Warkington, the defensive lineman. And we'll step aside and take a quick break and come back with more Panther action right here at the Open Mic Broadcast Network.
This broadcast is made possible by the support of the Prairie View Athletic Club. The Prairie View Athletic Club is a proud supporter of Prairie View University athletics. For more information on becoming a member of the Prairie View Athletic Club, send your email to pvathletic.club@gmail.com. That email address again is pvathletic.club@gmail.com. Prairie View Athletic Club, a proud supporter of Prairie View University athletics.
welcome back to Panther Football right here at the Upper Mike Broadcast Network. And the injured Wildcat on the field was actually number 98, David Oki, as it appears that he was able to walk off on his own power. So positive signs if you're the Wildcats. As the teams have made their way onto the field, we have second down coming up for the Panthers, as this snap was mishandled, as Conley was able to jump on it yet again. But the Panthers will lose a down on that play, so we have third down now coming up for the Panthers. Ball placed at their own 44-yard line. Panthers moving from left to right. 10-14 to go here in the second quarter. 21-7 is our score in favor of the Wildcats. The Panthers are looking strong so far here on this drive. We'll see if they can convert here on third down, as the Panthers going to go with an empty backfield setup to receivers on east side. As Conley's trying to snap the ball, some miscommunication between him and the center. As there's going to be a flag on the play, false start against the Panthers, going to back them up 5. So there appears to be some miscommunication in this ball game between Conley and the center. As Conley was signaling to snap the ball, it appears they weren't on the same page, Greg.
No, definitely. What's that, the third or fourth Bible snap here in this game, and it's only the first half. Like I said, for this offense to get something going consistently, the snapping of the ball has to get under control.
So 3rd and 11 for the Panthers. This time Conley's going to attempt to pass. That pass will be complete, but he won't have nearly enough for a first down. Brian Jenkins on the reception for the Panthers. And with that, we have 4th down coming up. So instead of 3rd and 6, 3rd and 11, Panthers weren't able to complete a first down. Now plenty of units out there on the field, and you have to wonder if situations like that can make or break you in this ball game.
Definitely have to stay consistent. Not too many mistakes. Abilene Christian doesn't have too many mistakes other than the 5 yards that pushed them back for the PAT earlier. But Abilene Christian is playing some very crisp, clean football.
Dax Neese back to receive this punt for the Wildcats. He's going to field this one at their own 15-yard line, get past the 20, past the 25, and he's going to be tripped up past the 30. As this one is officially going to be spotted near the 40-yard line. Solid return there by Mr. Dax Neese for the Wildcats. And to your point, Greg, this is definitely a ball club where you can't not have too many mistakes. You have to play mistake-free football as much as possible if you want to find yourself victorious in a ball game like this against the Abilene Christian Wildcats.
Most definitely, and their quarterback is pretty much a evolution of what this team stands for. Not too many mistakes, just getting the job done.
Ball placed at the 37-yard line. As MacGyver is going to throw this to the right side, pass will be caught. He should have enough for a Wildcat first down, depending on where they mark this one. As MacGyver was able to hook up with number 88. We don't have a number, check that, yes, number 88, Jed Castles, the tight end. As the Wildcats are looking at first down, ball placed at the 46-yard line. MacGyver looks right, throws right. That pass will be caught on the far side of the field. Number 5, Tristan Golightly on the reception for the Wildcats. Second and 4 coming up now. Wildcats are now in Panther territory. Ball now placed at the 47-yard line. MacGyver. He has time. He airs this one downfield, and that pass will be broken up, incomplete. It's number 28, Travis Pearson, on the coverage for the Panthers.
Great coverage there by Pearson.
Yes, sir. Excellent coverage on that play. And with that, we have third down, a huge third down for the Panthers coming up. Ball is going to be placed at the 47-yard line. Check that, 48-yard line. Wildcats moving from right to left. 2 receivers to the left and 1 to the right for MacGyver. MacGyver back to pass. He has a man. That pass will be caught by the running back out the back of the end zone, and he will have enough for a Wildcats first down. As MacGyver was able to hook up with number 32, Xavier Weishart, the freshman running back. As the Wildcats will have a fresh set of downs. Ball now plays at the 40-yard line. McGyver's being pressured. He airs this one long, and that pass will be caught in the end zone for a Wildcat touchdown. Number 8, Waydell Jones on that touchdown reception for the Wildcats.
McGyver showing a lot of poise there, pressure in his face, and still able to air it out for the touchdown.
And Waydell Jones had some success offensively for the Wildcats in that first quarter. It appears to be McGyver's favorite target so far here in this ball game. He was able to get another huge reception downfield as the Wildcats were able to add more points on the board here in the second quarter. As the snap is down, kick is up, and it is good. 28-7 is now our score in favor of the Wildcats. As Maverick McGyver was able to hook up with Waydell Jones through the air on that last play. And it appears that it was actually tight coverage, Greg. McGyver was able to put it exactly where he needed to put it, and you have to give credit to number 8, Waydell Jones, for hauling that one in under tight coverage on that last play.
Most definitely. Great concentration there to bring it in, because to your point, that was great coverage, but McGyver put it right where it needed to be, only where Jones could catch it, and Jones was the one who came down with it. Great pass by McGyver. Great drive by the Wildcats as well.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Well, we have 7:24 to go here in the second quarter. Again, if you're just now joining us, 28-7 is our score in favor of the Abilene Christian Wildcats. We'll keep it right here. We want to thank some of our sponsors and supporters for today's broadcast. The Prairie View Athletic Club, proudly serving student athletes since 1986. For more information on how to become a member, dial 936-857-5817 and ask for Mr. Greg Johnson. And the Panther Backers, serving student athletes since 1995. For more information on how to become a member, contact Dino Robinson at 713-417-2090. And the Temple of Refuge Ministries, that you can listen live each and every Sunday morning at 10 a.m. Central Standard Time by dialing 857-777-0000. The Temple of Refuge Ministries, building the kingdom one soul at a time. And we want to take this opportunity to let all of our listeners know that September is our listening partnership drive, where we ask you to help with donations, support, and contributions of our broadcast coverage throughout Waller County and beyond, that you can get exclusively right here at the Open Mic Broadcast Network, and your contributions will help support us with traveling expenses, lodging expenses, as we continue to travel the country to bring you live and delayed coverages right here at the Open Mic Broadcast Network. And you can do so by visiting the website at obnradio.com and make your secure donation today to support the cause. As we have 7:24 to go here in the second quarter, 28-7 is our score in favor of the Wildcats, as the Panthers will start this next drive at their own 25-yard line, moving from left to right. Conley's going to have 2 receivers to the right and 1 to the left. This time a handoff to Ahmad Antoine. He's going to stretch this one to the left side, nothing doing, as he was met on the far side of the field, as he was trying to stretch this one as far as he possibly could, wasn't able to get around the corner. As they're going to give him 1 yard on the play, so 2nd and 9 coming up. All plays at the 26-yard line. Panthers was able to show some success offensively on the last drive, ultimately end up punting it away. As Conley's going to have a man pass, going to be caught at the 40-yard line. Still on his feet, he breaks some tackles, and he's going to be brought down, but not before gaining another first down for the Panthers. As Conley was able to hook up with Brian Jenkins on that reception. And with that, we're looking at a first set of downs for the Panthers.
Great pass there by Conley. When the pocket is clean, he's able to pinpoint these passes.
Panthers going quickly. This time a handoff to Ahmad Antoine. 2-yard pickup on the play. 2nd and 8 coming up. Panthers are still trying to show the well-balanced attack offensively, as they have some work to do here from Blackshear Field. They find themselves down by 3 scores here in this ball game. This time, hand to Amon Antoine. He breaks some tackles, bounce to the left side. He's going to get past midfield. He's going to be knocked out of bounds past the first down marker. So a fresh set of downs for the Panthers.
Wildcat showed blitz on that last play there, and Amon Antoine, like you said, just able to slip away from the blitz and tackler, able to break off for a positive game, which could have easily been a negative game there.
This is a tough running back that we're talking about. Amon Antoine is a tough running back. Hard to bring him down on the first play. As Conley's been pressured, and he's going to safely throw this one out of bounds. As Trayvon Conley was being pressured on that last play by the linebacker, number 46, Kirby Cohealy. And Conley was able to do the safe thing and just throw that one away, but you will lose it down. And we have 2nd and 10 coming up. Panthers are slightly inside Wildcat territory. Ball officially spotted at the 48-yard line. Panthers moving from left to right. 3 receivers to the right for Conley. Conley back to pass. He has a man. That pass will be caught past midfield. Breaks one tackle, and he's finally going to be brought down. Positive gain on that play. As number 80, Dylan Domel, the tight end on the reception for the Panthers. Dylan Domel is a guy that the Panthers like to use at fullback, typically on 3rd and 1, 3rd and 2. We saw it last week against Texas Southern. His official position is tight end. We didn't see him catch any passes really last week, but he catches one on that last play. Positive game for the Panthers. And with that, we have 3rd down coming up. Another handoff to the running back. He will get positive yards, and another 1st down for the Panthers. This time it's going to be Caleb Johnson on the carry for the Panthers.
Panthers moving the ball well here on this drive. A couple of completed passes, a lot of good run plays for positive yards. This is a really good drive so far.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. They're not going too fast, but they're not going too slow, if that makes sense. We have 4:10 to go here in the 2nd quarter. The Panthers are in Wildcat territory. Ball plays at the 32-yard line. Conley back to pass. He's going to air this one in the end zone. That pass is going to be incomplete. As Conley was trying to hook up with number 10, Trajan Spiller on that play. But double coverage by the Wildcats.
Great coverage there by the Wildcats. Nothing really was open. Conley just throws it away, throws it out of the back of the end zone, lives to see another day.
But that's what we mentioned before. You know, when you're down by 3 scores here in this ball game, you're going to have to try to open some things up. You know, you're not going to be able to complete every single pass, but you definitely have to open up your playbook if you're the Panthers. As we have a flag on the play. It appears to be false start charge against the Panthers. And that's going to back them up 5 yards to replay the 2nd down. So ball officially going to be spotted at the 37-yard line of the Wildcats. As the clock continues to run here in the 2nd quarter, we have 3:45 to go. 28-7 is our score in favor of the Wildcats. Conley's going to have 2 receivers to the left and 1 to the right. And Conley's going to be hit as he throws. That pass will be incomplete. As number 8, Kenton Wilhoit for the Wildcats, on the pursuit for the Wildcats, if you will, as Conley was able to get that one off just in the nick of time, but wasn't able to complete the pass. Don't lose any yardage, but you do lose it down, so we do have 3rd down coming up, 3rd and long to be exact. Ball plays at the 37-yard line, as the Panthers have to get to the 22-yard line of the Wildcats for a 1st down. 2 receivers to the left and 1 to the right for Conley. This time they're going to safely hand off to the running back, but he's going to break a few tackles, and he has daylight past the 10-5, and he will be in the end zone. And we're waiting to get the signal. The ball came out as he was hitting Pater. As we're waiting to get the signal, as the Wildcats were able to recover it, but we're waiting to get the signal. Caleb Johnson on that carry for the Panthers, as we have an injured Panther on the field. And it appears that they're going to say that this is going to be a turnover by the Panthers, as the Panthers defense are out there on the field. Wow.
Right. And if I'm Coach McDowell, I think about challenging this one here because that looked like he got in.
Yes, sir. We'll send it down to our sideline reporter, Philip Prince, to give us some insight on that last play. Philip?
Yeah, Andre, the side official here is saying that the score right there didn't get in, and that was number 0 for the Panthers, Jenkins. They're saying Jenkins, the ball broke loose before he crossed the plane, but I had a great view from him right here. I thought he got in myself, so it looks like they're going to actually take this under review right now. So they're going to see, but as you can hear already, the fans are seeing it on the replay right now. That is a touchdown, and they're just waiting on the official review right now as the head official now is taking his time walking over to the sidelines to get what they're going to call it.
Yes, sir. And from my vantage point up here, it appears that he actually broke the plane before that ball came out as well, and that's what we're looking for. As long as he broke the plane, it does not matter what happened with the ball beyond that point. So, again, from my vantage point, it appears that he actually broke the plane on that play as well.
Yeah, absolutely. You're right. And I just guess it was just so much going on at once, and he just couldn't understand or had to second guess himself. And it looked like both side officials didn't get a good quite angle at it, but I'm seeing it right now. It looked like he crossed the plane before the ball broke loose, so they're going to take another look at it.
So, and if this play is overturned with a huge momentum swing by the Panthers, it would be. So, as the teams have made their way back onto the field, as we see the defense of the Panthers coming out there, so it appears that this play is going to stand, and it's going to be Wildcats ball at their own 20-yard line. Wow. That's a heartbreaker if you're the Panthers. The Panthers did extremely well offensively on that drive to get it near Pater. Ball comes out right at the last minute. Wildcats were able to recover it, and with that, they're going to have a fresh set of downs here at the 20-yard line as a run to the left side, and he's going to be met after gaining about 4 yards on the play. So what are your thoughts on that last play, Greg?
I kind of would have liked to see a challenge there from Coach McDowell. That looked like he broke the plane pretty easily there, but on to the next play.
2nd and 6 coming up. 2 receivers to the right and 1 to the left for McIver. Ball's now placed at the 24-yard line. Wildcats moving from right to left as McIver sends a man in motion. And a play action fake. McIver rolls to his right side. He's being pressured. He tries to step into the pocket. He airs this one down long, and that pass will be caught by the Wildcats. Wow. Huge play through the air, and the pass will be complete. Number 13, Blaine Taylor on the on the huge reception for the Wildcats. Ball now plays well within Panther territory at the 30-yard line. And Wildcats will go with a hurry-up offense. This time McGyver's going to keep himself up the middle, and he's going to be brought down, gaining some solid yards on that play. And you just have to admire the poise of this young man in the pocket. Not afraid to air it down long. He was able to hook up with Blaine Taylor on that last play. Huge play through the air as we have 1:45 to go here in the second quarter. And it appears that the Wildcats are going to go aggressive, Greg. They're not going to play conservative here to end this second quarter. As a handoff to the running back, this time Jeremiah Dobbins on the right side. The Panthers were all over that one, nothing doing. With that, we have 3rd down coming up.
Most definitely. The Wildcats do look like they're moving a little aggressively here. Kind of want to try to put the Panthers away, if you will, before going into the second half.
Yes, sir. They're up by 3 scores already, but to them, that is not enough. So 3rd down coming up. McGyver back to pass. He has this one. The pass will be complete on the far side of the field. Number 5, Tristan Goldlightly on the reception for the Wildcats. It will be enough for a Wildcats 1st down, as Goldlightly was able to go out of bounds. So that will stop the clock here with 1:11 to go in the second quarter. Fresh set of downs for the Wildcats. Ball now officially spotted at the 17-yard line. Well, check that 18-yard line of the Panthers. 3 receivers to the left and 1 to the right for MacGyver. As the Wildcats went with a hard count, as there's a flag on the play, there was some movement on the front line. As it appears that it's going to be false start charge against the Wildcats. Going to back them up 5 yards. So 1st and 15 now coming up for the Wildcats.
Also, another rare mistake by the Wildcats is I think that's just their 2nd or 3rd penalty the whole game.
It's going to be interesting to see the penalty comparison for these two teams. Although we can definitely say the Panthers with more of the penalties here in this first half. It'll be interesting to see what that number looks like here at halftime. 3 receivers to the left and 1 to the right for MacGyver. MacGyver drop back to pass, and that pass is going to be incomplete. Threw it behind him as he was trying to hook up with number 2, Markel Jones on that play. 2nd down coming up.
Give credit to the Panthers defensive line on that last play. They got a little bit of pressure in MacGyver's face because he had a man wide open in the right corner of the end zone, just wasn't able to look over because of the pressure.
Yes, sir. And some of these coverages so far here in this first half haven't been bad coverages by the Panthers secondary. You have to give credit to the Wildcats receiving core just to be able to control everything when they're coming down with the ball, to be able to remain focused on some of these catches.
Right, and that also is a credit to MacGyver's communication as well with his receivers and their relationship with his relationship with his receivers as well, being able to put it right where they want it. They kind of know when he's going to throw the ball. He kind of knows where they want the ball. A whole lot of good chemistry between the quarterback and his receivers early here in this first half.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. So we have some stoppage in the play. It appears to be timeout on the field, charge against the Wildcats. We'll keep it right here. We have 1:08 to go here in the second quarter. 28-7 is our score in favor of the Wildcats. And when the teams return, it's going to be 2nd and 15 for the Wildcats. Ball is placed right at the 23-yard line of the Panthers. The Panthers offensively looking strong on the last drive, and a costly turnover, as we're going to say the 1-yard line, as they're saying that the ball came out just before he was able to hit Pater. It appears that he actually broke the plane, but nonetheless, Panthers were looking strong, but the Wildcats were able to recover it, and they're going to try to put up more points here in the end of the second quarter. As MacGyver's being pressured on that play, he's going to be brought down in the backfield for a sack.
Wildcats tried to get MacGyver on the roll out there, on the play-action roll out. Panthers kind of all over that one, able to get him in the backfield, and he actually fumbled there, but the Wildcats were able to pounce back onto the ball.
Number 91, Derek Ray Jr. on the sack for the Panthers. Clock does continue to run here. We got 30 seconds to go, but that's a 3rd down coming up for the Wildcats, a long 3rd down to be exact. That's going to back them up at their own, or check that, the Panthers' 35-yard line. As the ball comes out again, as MacGyver was able to get on this one yet again. With that, we have 4th down coming up, and it appears that last play should take us to halftime here on Blackshear Field, Gert.
Have to give credit to the Panthers defensive line there, getting pressure on MacGyver those past 2 plays, make him fumble the ball those past 2 plays as well. Able to hold the Wildcats to 0 points going into the second half. Great defensive possession by the Panthers.
Yes, sir. And as that last play will take us to halftime here from Blackshear Field, one of the things that I do want to point out, teams haven't left the sideline just yet. I am showing 0 on the game clock, as we're not quite sure what the conversation is. As the teams have not left the sideline, it appears that the punting unit for both squads are coming out there on the field, as they're trying to say that we have 2 seconds left for one more play here before we go into halftime. Check that, not the punting unit, the field goal unit for the Wildcats is onto the field to try, would it be about a 50-yard field goal attempt. As the snap is down, kick is up, and it is good. Wow.
Great way to cap off a great half by the Wildcats, I guess.
So at one point, it appears that the clock was showing 0-0 as we were getting ready to head into halftime, but 2 more seconds was placed on the clock, which is enough time to give the Wildcats to attempt what appears to have been the field. We don't have the official numbers, unofficial, but it appears that it was about a 50-yard field goal attempt. What a leg on this young man. And with that, we are going into halftime here in this ball game. 31-7 is now our score in favor of the Wildcats after that field goal attempt to send this game into halftime.
Most definitely. And if you're the Panthers, you definitely have to go into halftime thinking that it's 0-0.
Yes, sir.
You down big, but you definitely have to have the attitude that you can still come back in this game.
Yes, sir. Well,
time possession. And also in that first half, Abilene Christian was able to convert on third down 5 out of 7 times, and Prairie View was able to convert on third down 3 out of 6 times. And like I brought up for the penalties, the yards are close. PV has 3 penalties for 11 yards, and Abilene Christian has 3 penalties for 15 yards. But like I said, PV had a lot of miscues and miscommunications in that first half. A couple of tweaks and adjustments that can be made in this second half to make this a close game.
Definitely tweaks and adjustments to be made here to start this second half. You find yourself down 31-7 as this ball has been kicked off. The Panthers will have the first possession to start here this second half. We'll send it down to our sideline reporter, Mr. Philip Prince. Philip, what's going on down there, and what's the overall body language that you're noticing on that sideline so far?
Well, so far you can see that the Panthers are not trying to give up just yet. You know, there's still a lot of time to be played left. They're trying to get this crowd back into it so they can feed off of their energy. But a lot of time left in this ball game, and the Panthers look trying to turn things over here in the second half. They got a good run right here to start it off, and hopefully they can just feed off of this right now.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Thank you, Mr. Philip Prince. As, yes, to his point, the Panthers were able to get a solid run on that play. Ahmad Antoine on the carry for the Panthers. He was able to pick up 9 yards on that first down. So 2nd and 1 coming up. Ball's going to be spotted near the 35-yard line. Another handoff to Ahmad Antoine. This time he bursts to the left side, and he's going to be brought down past the 40-yard line. It will be enough for another Panthers first down. Panthers moving from left to right. Again, if you're just now joining us, Panthers have some work to do here in the second half. They're trailing 31-7 here in the third quarter. 14 minutes to go. Panthers with the first possession to start the third quarter. Another handoff to Ahmad Antoine. He will have some more positive yards. Picks up about 6 yards on the play. As the Panthers going to go with a hurry-up offense. This time, Trezon's going to keep it himself. He's going to have plenty of room past the 40. He's going to safely slide down well inside Wildcat territory. A read option on that play. Trezon Conley kept it himself, and he's going to have a huge gain and a first down for the Panthers. Ball now placed at the 39-yard line. Panthers looking strong here on this opening drive of the third quarter. Another handoff to Ahmad Antoine. Works a couple of tackles, and he's going to be brought down just right at the 34-yard line. 33-yard line to be exact. As we have a stoppage in the play, we have an injured Panther on the field. Can't quite make out the jersey number of the Panther. The Panthers are looking strong here on this opening drive of the third quarter. So far, it's been all Ahmad Antoine with the exception of that huge run from Trezon Conley on the previous play. And we'll send it down to our sideline reporter, Philip Prince, to see if we can get an insight on that injured Panther. Philip, are you there?
Yeah, man. Looks like that's number 71 for the Panthers. Kobe Lewis that's shaking up on the play right now.
Yes, sir. Number 71, Kobe Lewis, one of the veteran offensive linemen for the Panthers. Certainly not a good sign of your Panther Nation. Again, we talked in the first half about how well this offensive line has played for the Panthers so far here in this ball game. Despite the score, offensive line has played extremely well for the Panthers. Anytime Trayvon Conley has dropped back to pass, he appears to have plenty of time to get the job done. And even the running backs opened up the holes for the running backs here in this first half. So in that first half, and so far here to start this drive. So when you see one of your stronger offensive linemen go down, certainly not a good sign if you're Panther Nation, Greg.
Definitely not a good sign, but you can definitely keep it going here in this first half as the offense was rolling. And they were able to do that by, like you said, the strong offensive line, able to open up holes and keeping the pocket clean there for Conley. And honestly, I like the hurry-up offense there by the offense to come out to open up the second half, keeping the ACU defense on their toes, not letting them get set, and able to get positive yards each time you come out on each possession.
Yes, sir. And it appears that they're bringing a card out for this young man, which usually doesn't indicate a good sign. Usually means he's not able to walk off on his own power.
Yeah, Andre.
Yes, sir.
That's gonna be a correction. That's gonna be number 67 actually. Chance Jones at the end, and then taking the snaps right now will be number 71, Kobe Lewis. That's like gonna be the new center for the Panthers.
Okay. Well, yes, sir. Thank you, Mr. Philip Prinsley. Again, number 7, Chance Jones. Again, another veteran offensive lineman for the Panthers. So however you want to slice it, not a good sign if you're Panther Nation. As it appears that the young man is up again, he's going to be carted off the field. Number 67, Chance Jones, the injured Panther. And although we hope the young man is okay, that's why we say it's all about the next man up, Greg.
Most definitely. And by the looks of it, this offensive line looks like it runs a little deep, so they should be okay, but still never want to lose a starter especially when you open up the second half, driving the way that the Panthers have drove so far.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. And what are some of the things that you saw that you're seeing here on this drive? Again, the Panthers haven't attempted one pass so far here on this drive as they find themselves in Wildcat territory. Ball is placed at the 37-yard line. Panthers moving from left to right as the teams move back out into the field. But what's some of the things that you're noticing so far?
Like I said earlier, this hurry-up offense is definitely keeping the defense on their toes, not letting them get set, able to pick up positive yards like we have right here for the running back, able to pick up positive yards. He's still on his feet. He's moving, and he goes down. But like I said, offensive line opening up gaps here, making the running game real easy here for the running back.
And speaking of the running game, to your point, that was the sophomore running back, Connor Wysham. I talked about this young man at the beginning of this 2023 campaign. Sophomore running back, we saw some sparks of him his freshman year last year, and they're going to be using him here in this ball game as Conley tried to attempt to pass to Connor Wysham. It appears that Connor Wysham was able to complete that pass as he was hit immediately. Wow, great concentration by Connor Wysham on that play.
Great concentration there. Conley catching them in the flat, able to sneak that ball in their tight window.
Very tight window,
able to complete the pass. Great pinpoint pass there by Conley.
Panthers looking strong so far. Ball now plays inside the 20-yard line. 2nd and 3 coming up. And this time a handoff to Ahmad Antoine, and he will not be denied, breaking several tackles. Finally brought down inside the 10-yard line. Huge gain, another first down for the Panthers. These running backs will not be denied. Again, despite the score, these running backs are running strong and are breaking at least the first and 2 defenders coming their way whenever they get the ball.
Like you mentioned, these running backs are breaking tackles, and Ahmad Antoine is real slippery. He broke about 3 or 2 tackles in the back.
Very elusive.
He gained those yards that he gained.
Very elusive back, that is Ahmad Antoine. Great run on that play. And with that, we're looking at a fresh set of downs. Ball plays now inside the 10-yard line. 1st and goal for the Panthers. Empty backfield setup. And Trayvon Collins being pressure, and he's just going to have to safely throw this one away. As he was trying to hook up with the tight end, Dylan Dumel, on that play. Panthers went with an empty backfield setup as the Wildcats brought the house. And with that, we're looking at 2nd and goal for the Panthers. 11:22 to go here in the third quarter. That last incompletion will stop the clock. 31-7 is our score in favor of the Wildcats, with the Panthers knocking on the door here to start this opening drive of the third quarter. As we have some stoppage in the play, and it appears that we have a timeout on the field, timeout charge against the Panthers, and we're going to keep it right here. Again, if you're just now joining us, the Panthers have some work to do in the second half, Greg. But so far, looking strong here on this drive.
Definitely a good drive so far, able to get down in the red zone. And it's led by the rushing attack here in the second half, coming out early, rushing the running backs and the offensive line to get some good positive yards here on this drive, and was able to get down into the goal and down into the red zone. And hopefully they can punch it in here for some points.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. And we'll keep it right here while we have a quick break in the action. Some scoring update around the Southwestern Athletic Conference. Alabama State trailing Miles University by a score of 21-7. 2 minutes and 15 seconds left in the fourth quarter of that ball game. Florida A&M trailing South Florida 17-14 with 1:52 to go in the second quarter. Alabama and A&M on top of Lane University by a score of 28-7. 11:37 remaining in that ball game. And Alcorn State trailing Stephen F. Austin 15-10, and that game is at halftime as the teams have made their way back out onto the field. Play will resume. Handoff up the middle. Gains positive yards on the play. Ahmad Antoine on the carry for the Panthers. And we will have 3rd and goal coming up. Ball placed right at the 6-yard line. And a much-needed score for the Panthers here to start this opening drive of the third quarter. 3 points is fine, but we need 6 if you're Panther Nation. Conley says a man in motion. Drop back to pass. He's going to roll to his right side, looking for a man in the back of the end zone, and that pass will be intercepted in the back of the end zone. Wow. Number 23, Patrick Jolly, on an interception for the Panthers as Trayvon Conley was trying to hook up with Jaquan Bloomfield in the back of the end zone. Just overshot him on that play.
Senior Patrick Johnley, he really just read that. He saw Trayvon Conley see that man open. And
great break on the ball.
Great break on the ball. He left his man to go pick that off.
So now 2 drives in a row, if we're counting the last drive that the Panthers have, that the Panthers had in the second quarter, and now this drive, 2 drives in a row where the Panthers drive the ball near the length of the entire football field, not able to come away with points caused by turnovers of the Wildcats. As the Wildcats are now going to have this one at the 20-yard line, a run to the right side, and he's going to be out of bounds near the first down marker. Gain of about 9 yards on the play. Jeremiah Dobbins on the carry for the Wildcats. 2nd and 1 coming up. Ball placed at the 29-yard line. Another handoff to Jeremiah Dobbins. This time he will get past the first wave of defenders, and he will have enough for a Wildcat first down. As the Wildcats are going to go with the hurry-up offense here. First set of downs, 1st and 10. Ball placed at the 37-yard line. Wildcats moving from right to left. McGyver's going to have 3 receivers to the left and 1 to the right. He'll hand off to Dobbins. This time's nothing doing. He was met right at the line of scrimmage by number 22, Tara Coleman of the Panthers. 2nd and 9 coming up. 9:40 to go here in the third quarter. 31-7 is our score in favor of the Wildcats. 2 costly turnovers in a row by the Wildcats as the Panthers were knocking on the door on that previous drive. McGyver back to pass. There's a flag on the play as he's going to air this one out of bounds on the near side of the field, trying to hook up with number 5, Tristan Golightly. We do have a flag on the play. As that penalty, couldn't quite make out the penalty, but the penalty was charged against the Panthers. And with that, we have a fresh set of downs. Ball placed inside Panther territory, slightly inside Panther territory. Ball now placed at the 48-yard line of the Panthers. Wow. One receiver on each side for MacGyver. This time he's going to be lined up on the center. And another handoff to the running back. He's going to bounce to the right side. Nothing doing. We have two more flags on the play. Could be holding charge against the Wildcats. We'll wait to get the official signal. This time, Javion Sunday on the carry for the Wildcats. As the officials are huddled up, and it will be holding charge against the Wildcats, so it will back them up 10 yards as the Panthers defense get a little life on that play, Greg.
Well, definitely. This Panthers defense has been pretty decent. Well, the Russian defense has been more than decent this game, as the Wildcats don't have more than 40 yards rushing here in this first half, or to start the second half. The run defense for the run offense for the Wildcats is pretty non-existent, and that's credit to this Panthers defense.
Oh, it's been all passing game for the Wildcats here in this ball game. It's been all passing here in this ball game. As we have first down for the Wildcats, first and long to be exact. A handoff to the running back. This time he's going to break a couple tackles, and he's going to be brought down. Gain a few yards on the play. Number 32, Xavier Whiteshirt on the carry for the Wildcats. Second down coming up. Ball placed at the 47-yard line, as the Wildcats will have to get to the 37-yard line of the Panthers for a first down. As MacGyver is going to have two receivers on each side, he's going to throw this one to the running back out the backfield, and he has some daylight, breaks a few tackles past midfield. He's finally going to be brought down out of bounds near the 40-yard line. Xavier Whiteshirt on the swing pass out of the backfield on that play gains majority of those yards back, and with that we have third and about 5 coming up for the Wildcats as they go with a hurry-up offense. As MacGyver looks left, and he's going to safely throw this one out of bounds, incomplete, as he was trying to hook up with one of his favorite targets for today's ball game, number 8, Waydell Jones. This time solid coverage on that play by the Panthers secondary. And with that, we have fourth down coming up. As we have a stoppage in the play, it appears to be a timeout on the field. Not quite sure whose timeout that's charged to. But nonetheless, timeout on the field, and when the team's return is going to be fourth down coming up, as the punting units will make their way onto the field to punt this one off, as the Panthers defense was able to come alive on that last drive, Greg.
And this definitely has been a pretty decent drive for the Wildcats. Not too much passing like they were in the first half, trying to keep it on the ground, protect the ball. I like MacGyver's decision to throw it away there on that last play. Nothing open, not going to force it. He caused an execution like we mentioned pregame. He doesn't turn the ball over. He takes care of the ball. So good decision there. Just throw it away, punt it back to the Panthers up here in the second half.
Brian Jenkins for the Panthers standing at their own 10-yard line. He's going to fair catch this one, and especially going to be spotted at the 13-yard line of the Panthers, and that's where Trayvon Conley and company will set up shop to start this second drive. Technically, only the second drive of this third quarter. We have 7:35 to go here in the second quarter. This will be the second drive of the Panthers in this third quarter. Just shows you how much time they was able to take off the clock on that previous drive. There's some positives that you can pull from the Panthers offensively, just haven't been able to capitalize it with scores so far here in this ballgame.
Right, right.
First and 10 for the Panthers. Collins going to have 3 receivers to the right. Handoff to Ahmad Antoine, breaks a few tackles, keeps his legs moving. He's going to be brought down right at the 20-yard line. Solid pickup on that play. 2nd and 3 coming up. As the Panthers are going to try to go with the hurry-up offense here, try to sustain some momentum. Collins is going to have 2 receivers to the right and 1 to the left. Ahmad Antoine is going to be offset to his right. Another handoff to Ahmad Antoine. And this time he's not going to have much doing. He was met by a plethora of Wildcats. Only gains a yard on the play. Check that. That was actually Connor Wysham, the running back on that previous carry. And with that, we have 3rd and 2 coming up. 6:38 and counting to go here in the 3rd quarter. As we have a flag on the play, free play for the Panthers. Collins going to air this one long. Tries to hook up with Jaquan Bloomfield downfield. Incomplete pass. There was a free play as there was some movement on the offensive line. Check that defensive line for the Wildcats. And Conley was able to smartly snap the ball. As it will be offside charge against the Wildcats. 5 more yards, and with that, we have a fresh settle down for the Panthers.
Definitely got saved there because the Panthers need all they can get on this drive. One game has been pretty good, and they keeping it on the ground here, trying to replicate that first drive they had success on into the turnover in the red zone.
And despite what the scoreboard is, Bubba McDowell and company are going to continue with the run game here in the second half. As Connor Wysham checks out of the game, Caleb Johnson has now checked in the game as running back for the Panthers. He's going to be offset to Conley's right, as Conley's going to have 3 receivers to the right, and we have some movement by the receiver of the Panthers, Stacy Brown, and that's going to back the Panthers up 5 yards. False start on that play.
More costly penalties, more costly errors for the Panthers here.
So instead of 2nd and 5, it's now 2nd and 10. Ball is officially spotted at the 26-yard line. Conley's got 3 receivers to the right and 1 to the left. Another flag on the play. My goodness.
Panthers just digging themselves in the hole here.
So another false start charge against the Panthers. We'll back them up 5 more yards. 2nd and 15 now. Ball's now spotted at the 21-yard line. 3 receivers to the right and 1 to the left for Conley. Read option. This time he's going to throw to his right side. Pass will be caught on the near side of the field. Christopher Simmons on the reception for the Panthers. About a 3-yard pickup as we have 3rd and 7 coming up. Ball's going to be spotted at the 29-yard line. Conley back to pass. He's going to air this one long downfield, and that pass is going to be incomplete. As Conley was trying to hook up with number 83, Mekhi Metcalf. Nothing doing on that play, and with that we have 4th down coming up. As the punting units have made their way onto the field, as number 19, Dax Neese, back to receive this punt for the Wildcats, standing at their own 35-yard line.
Pretty disappointing drive there for the Panthers as well on another 3 and out, and a drive full of penalties as well.
As this punt would take a slight Wildcat bounce. He's able to get up under this one, but great pursuit by the punting team of the Panthers, as Neese wasn't able to really return this one. And the ball will officially be spotted at the 36-yard line. We'll send it down to our sideline reporter, Philip Prince, to give us an update on that last injury of the Panthers. Philip?
Yes, sir. It's going to be Chance Jones is going to be doubtful to return to this game with a left ankle injury. Just heard it from the athletic staff right there. So with the shoe also, look like he's going to be doubtful for this one, fellas.
Thank you, Mr. Philip Prince. And if you're Panther Nation, although it is heartbreaking that he won't be able to return for this ball game, but one of the things that you're hoping for is that the injury is not significant enough to where it's going to have him out for an extended period of this season. Again, this is a non-conference matchup. It's a game that you always want to win. You always want to have your best players out there to get the job done, but it is a non-conference matchup, and a guy like Chance Jones, again, one of your veteran offensive linemen for the Panthers, certainly somebody that you do want to see healthy and available throughout the rest of the season, especially when the Panthers get heavily into the season for their conference matchups, Greg.
Right, and as you can see, his impact is definitely felt. The first drive when he was out there, they were able to march down the length of the field. And the second drive, they were out for the field in the 3 and out, and a series full of penalties as well. So his impact is definitely going to be felt. Don't want to see him out too long.
So MacGyver's going to air this one long downfield, and that pass will be caught well in Panther territory. Number 2, Markel Jones on a huge reception and a huge gain for the Wildcats. And to your point that you mentioned early in this broadcast, Greg, again, the running game, not really much to speak of for the Wildcats, but the way that Maverick MacGyver has been able to stay poised in this ball game, especially through the air, and actually on that last play, Markel Jones was able to get in for a Wildcat touchdown. Wow. As the PAT unit is on the field to try this point after, snap is down, kick is up, and it is good. So Markel Jones was able to get in at the last minute. He was able to dive for the pylon on that last play to get a score for the Wildcats. And with that, we're looking at a 38-7 score here in favor of the Wildcats with 3:51 to go here in the third quarter.
As you mentioned, Andre, the run game has kind of been non-existent for Abilene Christian with 32 yards between about six different running backs and different rushers. And the passing game has made up for it all with 268 receiving yards between 5 receivers in this game, 268 passing yards and 3 touchdowns for quarterback Maverick MacGyver. So this offense is definitely getting it going through the passing game. 258
yards passing, and we still have 3:51 to go here in the third quarter. We still have a whole quarter to play here in this ball game. Again, I mean, the young man has been looking poised so far in the pocket in this ball game. That is Maverick MacGyver, the quarterback of the Abilene Christian Wildcats. The Panthers have to figure out a way to get some pressure on this young man. They was able to get pressure on him at the end of that second quarter. They're going to have to try to put in some blitz packages and just kind of get him outside, get him out of his comfort zone a bit. He just looks too comfortable in that pocket so far here in this game.
Honestly, his poise is nothing new. Like we said in the pregame last game, he had 219 yards for a touchdown on 60% completion on the 60% completion rate. So his poise is nothing new. It's just another display of his poise in this game.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. And honestly, it really just goes to the guys that he have on that receiving core that's been getting the job done. I mean, you got Markel Jones, who just had that last touchdown reception. One of his favorite targets so far in this game, Waydale Jones, he's been getting it done receiving-wise for the Wildcats. So when you got weapons like that, you can't help but to be poised and to be confident in that backfield.
I want to make a correction as well. Maverick MacGyver has 314 passing yards with 4 touchdowns in this game.
Wow. As the play will resume, Panthers have this one at their own 25-yard line to start this drive, as Connor Washam was able to hook up with Mekai Metcalf on that play. Huge play through the air in the first down. We do have an injured Panther on the field. It appears to be one of the old linemen again. And this time it appears to be number 71, Kobe Lewis. I believe Kobe Lewis came in as a substitution for Chance Jones, who's doubtful to return in this ball game. And not a great sign of your Panther Nation. Now you got not one, but now two offensive linemen. It appears to be shaken up.
Right, and it looks like he can walk off the field at his own will with a little bit of a lip here, so that's definitely not a good sign. But, like, to your point, it's definitely not a good sign for the Panthers offensive unit as a whole to use not one but two veteran offensive linemen in the same game.
Wow. So to your point, yes, sir, it appears that Kobe Lewis is walking off the field. He does have some help. He does appear to be walking off the field with a slight limp. We'll get an official report of that young man here later on in the broadcast. But either way, teams that made their way back onto the field, play will resume. Will be first down for the Panthers. Ball plays at the 40-yard line. A handoff to the running back, breaks a few tackles, and he's going to be brought down near midfield. Ahmad Antoine on the carry for the Panthers. Solid gain on that play, 8 yards to be exact. Ball's going to be spotted right at midfield, officially at the 49-yard line. Panthers are moving from left to right. We have 3:14 to go here in the third quarter. So far, it's been all Wildcat football. They're on top of this one, 38-7. Another handoff to Ahmad. This time he breaks through the first wave of defenders, past the 40, past the 35, past the 30. And he is going to be brought down right at the 26-yard line. Ahmad Antoine with some tough running on that play. Another huge gain. Another first down for the Panthers.
Despite the offensive line with an injury issue, still able to move the ball on the ground.
Yes, sir. Despite the score, period. Despite the score, Panthers are still able to move the ball on the ground. So it is a positive sign of your Panther Nation. Another handoff to Ahmad Antoine. This young man just will not be denied. But the ball pops out, and it's been recovered by the Wildcats. No whistle as he's still in this tree. He's past the 20, past the 10, and he's finally going to be brought down as we're waiting to get the signal if it's a touchdown. And it is a touchdown, Wildcats. Wow. Ahmad Antoine on that carry. As he's saying the ball came out, well, check that he's saying that that he was down before the ball came out. It was recovered by the Wildcats as he was able to take this one all the way to Pater. Number 13, Aaron Reynolds on the fumble recovery and touchdown for the Wildcats for scoop and score.
Scoop and score. Ball popped out. He was able to scoop it up. Panthers quarterback Javon Conley looked like he could get him down, but
so as the kick is good, 45-7 is now our score in favor of the Wildcats. Some costly turnovers by the Panthers here in this ball game that the Wildcats have been able to capitalize on. As they're on top of this one, down 45-7 with 2:17 to go here in the third quarter. And again, it looks like Ahmad Antoine was down, or was in the process of going down. Ball just popped right out as Reynolds was able to hop on that one and take it all the way for a touchdown. We'll check in with our sideline reporter, Philip Prince, to give us some insight on that last play. Philip?
Yeah, it was like they were just trying to talk to Bubba McDowell right there on that last play, what happened, but the head official even waited for the indicator to try to review that last play, but he got an okay from the big man upstairs, and it looked like that was a good scoop and score. From my angle, it looked like the ball did come out free before the knee hadn't even touched the ground. So it was like, they got that one correct on that one.
And that's very interesting, Philip. And it's a shame given the fact that how tough these running backs, or how great these running backs have been playing so far here in this ball game, and the fact that they just refuse to be denied breaking the first two or three tackles of defenders. And what a shame that it had to end like that on that last play.
Yeah, it was just tough because just how it developed. You didn't see the head officials or sideline official kind of keep up with the play because it seemed like Connie stopped him from getting in the end zone. But it looked like they credited him with the touchdown anyway. But another call not going to the favor for the Panthers, so they just dug themselves a big, deep hole right here, right now, trailing 45-7.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Thank you, Mr. Phillip Prince. And again, you just if you're Panther Nation, you want to try to point out the positive so far offensively for the Panthers. Just for some reason, when they get past midfield, that's usually when all the drama starts. Right. No drama on their side of the 50-yard line, but once they cross the 50-yard line and into Wildcat territory, that's usually when the drama has started so far here in this ballgame.
Right. And the Panthers, kind of, like you mentioned, just can't get anything going once they get past the 50-yard line. Once they get past the 50-yard line, that's when the penalty flags start to come in. Running plays kind of get blown up in the backfield. Running plays to get back to the line of scrimmage and no further than the line of scrimmage. Turnovers in the passing plays. There's a lot of miscommunication and miscues for the Panthers offense, like you mentioned, once they get past midfield.
So the Panthers are going to start this one now at the 25-yard line. It was a run by Caleb Johnson on first down. He actually going to lose some yards on that play. Second down coming up. This time, Trayvon Conley is going to keep it himself. Nothing doing. He was brought down in the backfield. We do have another flag on the play as the Wildcats defense appear to be breaking down the offense of the Wildcats. As it's going to be a personal foul charge against the Wildcats, as it appears that they gave Conley a little extra on that last play. So definitely some life given to the Panthers offensively due to that last penalty by the Wildcats. And it's going to be an automatic first down for the Panthers. Ball now placed at the 34-yard line. Panthers moving from left to right. 45-7 is our score in favor of the Wildcats. We have 1:25 to go here and counting in the third quarter. Conley's going to have three receivers to the right as Caleb Johnson will be the running back for this drive. He's going to be offset to his left, read option. And Conley's going to air this one downfield, and that pass is going to be incomplete. Could not hook up with the wide receiver, number 10, Trajan Spiller. As Conley just kind of overshot him on that play. If you take just a little bit off that, Trajan Spiller could be looking at 6 points here.
Most definitely could be looking at 6 points, and that was kind of a perfect play, just a miscommunication there. Pocket was clean, able to get the ball off. Wide receiver was wide open, just couldn't hold it.
Definitely had his man beat.
Definitely had
Trajan Spiller ran an excellent post route on that play. Definitely had his man beat. Trajan Conley wasn't able to connect with him. 2nd and 10 coming up. This time a handoff to Caleb Johnson. Caleb Johnson keeping himself, breaks a few tackles. He's going to be brought down past the 40-yard line. Fisher is going to be spotted this one at the 43-yard line. Positive gain on that play as we have 3rd and short coming up, 3rd and 1 to be exact. Panthers go with a hurry-up offense. Another handoff to the running back. He's going to get past the first down marker, and we'll have enough for a Panthers first down.
Panthers again getting this run game going late. Run game has been one of the most consistent things you can point out, definitely a positive to come out of this game.
And that's something to look forward to if you're a Panther Nation. And we do have one more quarter to go here from Blackshear Field. As Conley's being pressured, he's going to roll to his right side, still looking for a man downfield. And he's just going to keep it himself past midfield. He's going to be brought down to gaining some positive yards on that play. Great job by Trajan Conley, keeping the play alive with his feet. He was looking for a man downfield. Trajan Spiller, to be exact, wasn't able to get it to him, so he was able to keep it himself. And with that last play should take us into the third quarter, and it will. And with that, we have fourth quarter coming up here from Blackshear Field by way of Prairie View A&M University. Some positives to point to offensively for the Panthers, minus the turnovers, but not able to put points on the board. They find themselves trailing 45-7 here to start this fourth quarter. We'll take a break and come back with more Panther action right here at the Open Mic broadcast Network.
We certainly hope that you're enjoying our live coverage of Panther football right here at the Open Mic Broadcast Network. While we have a break in the action, we want to ask all of our listeners, have you been thrilled with the content and sports coverages provided to you here at the Open Mic Broadcast Network? If so, we want to take this opportunity to let you know for as little as 17 cents a day, yes, you heard it correctly, for just 17 cents a day, you can become a listening partner right here at the Open Mic Broadcast Network. To do so, all you have to do is head to our website at obnradio.com. Again, that's obnradio.com. And fill out the inquiry form at the bottom of the page, and your monthly contributions will help us continue bringing you live and delayed sports coverages throughout Waller County and beyond. And again, it's only on the Open Mic Broadcast Network, the station designed with you in mind.
And welcome back to Panther Football right here at the Open Mic Broadcast Network, the station designed with you in mind. 100 days alongside Mr. Greg Johnson, as the Panthers are ready to start this fourth quarter here. And a huge run down the field on the near side of the field by Mr. Brian Jenkins to start the fourth quarter here from Blackshear Field, as the teams have switched sides. And Brian Jenkins was able to get this one inside the 5-yard line. Wasn't able to get to the end zone, but he was able to get this one to the 5-yard line. And with that, we're going to have first and goal for the Panthers. Teams have switched sides, so the Panthers now moving from right to left. Ball placed at the 5-yard line. Another handoff, this time Ahmad Antoine, and he's not going to be able to get in. But they do inch closer here. Ball is now spotted at the 3-yard line. Panthers go with a hurry-up offense. 2 receivers on each side. Another handout to Ahmad Antoine, as he's still not going to be able to get in. Wildcats defense tightening up here on this goal line.
Definitely tightening up here on this goal line. Panthers' running game has been pretty good in the second half, but so far in this red zone sequence for the Panthers offense, Wildcat defense holding them from getting into the end zone here.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. As the Panthers are trying to show some momentum here on this drive, we have third down coming up. 2 runs in a row by Ahmad Antoine, not able to get the job done. This time another run by Ahmad Antoine, as that snap was high, as Conley was able to get it to him right at the last minute. Stopped short of the goal line. As the snap was a little high, as it kind of threw off the momentum of Ahmad Antoine, if you will, on that play.
No, definitely did. He kind of looked like he was ready to try to punch it in there, but like you say, the high snap threw off the momentum pretty much of the whole play, honestly.
So 3 plays in a row, 3 running plays in a row, all to Ahmad Antoine. And he was not able to hit Pater, and with that, the field goal unit has come out into the field to try what appears to be about a 17-yard field goal attempt, and he's going to hit the left pole of the upright, no good. Wow.
Been that kind of game for the Panthers, honestly.
Unlikely behavior by the field goal kicker, Carlos Villagomez, misses a chip shot on that play. And with that, we will have turnover on downs.
Oh, definitely. It definitely is a shocker. As we mentioned in pregame, I even gave him the title of the Golden Leg. Like I say, it's just been that kind of game for the Panthers here. A lot of miscues, a lot of mistakes, a lot of stuff just not going their way like the PAC.
Well, while we have, yes, sir. While we have a quick break in the action, some scores and updates around the Southwestern Athletic Conference. Jackson State on top of Southern, 20-7. With 5:12 remaining in the third quarter of that ball game. as LSU is on top of Grambling by the score of 41-10. As that game is at halftime, Texas Southern unable to get things done against Toledo, as that score 71-3, the final score of that ball game. Bethune-Cookman able to get things done against Savannah State, 31-6 is the final score of that ball game. And Alabama State unable to get things done against Miles University, 21-17 is the final score of that ball game. As the play resumes here from Blackshear Field, as the Wildcats going to have this one at the 20-yard line, a handoff to the running back. He's going to be met at the line of scrimmage, nothing doing on that play. Number 46, Kendon Jones on a stop for the Panthers. As that was second down, we will have third down coming up, 3rd and 11. As the ball is spotted at the 19-yard line. Wildcats move from left to right. 11:50 to go here in the fourth quarter. 45-7 is our score in favor of the Abilene Christian Wildcats. MacGyver back to pass, step to the pocket, and that pass will be intercepted by the Panthers. Number 22, Terrell Coleman, on the interception for the Panthers here at the beginning of this fourth quarter.
And it looked like backup quarterback Hawkins was in on that sequence that threw the interception there.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Well, if you're the Wildcats, MacGyver has pretty much gotten the job done for you here in this ball game. Put up 45 points here in this ball game.
Getting the job done might be an understatement.
One could argue that his work for the most part is more than likely maybe done here. We still got some time here in the fourth quarter, but he played exceptionally well here in this ball game.
Yeah, definitely can probably wrap his night up here.
Well, with that turnover by Mr. Terrell Coleman of the Panthers will have excellent field position inside Wildcat territory, as Trayvon Conley was not able to do anything on that play, was able to fall down safely in the backfield. We'll lose 2 yards on that play. 2nd and 12 coming up. As Conley looks over to the sideline to get the call, he's going to have 2 receivers to the left and 2 to the right.
On that previous first down play, something that has been a consistent issue for the Panthers here in this game, another miscommunication with the snap.
As the Panthers go with an empty backfield setup, Conley back to pass, step into the pocket. He's still looking downfield. He's just going to take this one himself past the 30, and he's finally going to be brought down at the 20-yard line. We're near the 20-yard line. Was able to gain some of those yards back and then some. As the Panthers will have 3rd and 5 coming up. And to your point, definitely an issue that we've seen here in this ball game with the Panthers. Some miscommunication between Conley and the center as far as the snap is concerned. We do have a stoppage in the play. Appears to be another injured Panther on the field. Not able to make out the jersey number of the Panthers. Teams have went to their respective sidelines. As he looks like it's quarterback. Yes, sir. Conley. It appears to be the quarterback, Trayvon Conley, as he did take a hard shot on that last play when he decided to keep it himself. As the backup quarterback, number 15, C.J. Dumas, will check in the game for Conley. On this 3rd down, he's going to have 3 receivers to the right and 1 to the left. Caleb Johnson will be offset to his right. He will give it to Johnson up the middle. He's going to be brought down near the 1st down marker. Check that. That was actually Connor Weisham on the carry for the Panthers. 2 and 3 look alike when you're up here in the broadcast booth. As Weisham will have enough for a Panthers 1st down. C.J. Dumas will stay out there at quarterback for the Panthers. He'll have 3 receivers to the right and 1 to the left. Another handoff to Connor Weisham. This time he tries to break to the left side. Nothing doing. He was met right at the line of scrimmage for a gain of no yards on the play. And to the original point that you were making, Greg, in terms of the miscommunication between the quarterback and the center, you definitely want to hope of your PV Nation that the Panthers are able to kind of clear things up as they head into next week's game against SMU. And speaking of next week's game, we want to let all of our listeners know that you can join us next week for next week's broadcast, as the Panthers will hit the road to take on non-conference opponents of Southern Methodist University in Dallas, Texas. Kickoff of that game is scheduled for 6 p.m., and we'll be coming at you with our pregame show at 5:30 p.m. Central Standard Time. And again, it's only on the Open Mic Broadcast Network, the station designed with you in mind. So definitely a huge opponent matchup next week. SMU, and the Panthers will be facing in Dallas, Texas. So that's one of the things that you're hoping that they can clear up in terms of the quarterback Trayvon Conley and the communication or miscommunication, if you will, with his center, as we saw here in this ball game.
Definitely going to be a lot of film watching on just snapping the ball, getting the ball.
As that snap is high again, C.J. Doon was able to snag it down and hand it down to the running back. Nothing doing on the play. On a Washam, not able to gain any yards. Another stoppage in the play. Injured Wildcat this time on the field. And we'll take this opportunity to send it down to our sideline reporter, Philip Prince, to give us an injury update from that last play. Philip?
Yeah, Andre, on that last play, shaking up for the Abilene Christian is going to be number 50 right there with a knee injury. That is Damian Hart shaking up right there. And then I got an injury update for the Panthers. Conley is probably probable to return. Looks like he went to the tent for concussion protocol. And then Lewis was probable to return as well with a left knee injury, but with the score looking like it is, looks like his night might be done as well too. So a couple of key starters for the Panthers shaking up and out with this game. Look like so they can try and heal up going into next week.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. This has been a very physical ball game for both squads, actually. As we see now, there's an injured Wildcat on the field. It's been a very physical ball game for both squads. We've seen a lot of Panthers down here in this game. Although this is a non-conference matchup, if you're Panther Nation, one of the things that you want is your players healthy, especially when it comes time for conference play. And specifically your quarterback, Trayvon Conley, as you mentioned, him going into concussion protocol. Hopefully, positive results for that young man. As the teams have made their way back onto the field, fourth down coming up for the Panthers, the field goal unit has come out to the field to try what may be a 27-yard field goal attempt. Mr. Carlos Villagomez, he missed the chip shot on the last drive. We'll see if he's able to put 3 points on the board here for the Panthers. As the snap is down, kick is up, and it is good through the uprights with plenty of room to spare. 45-10 is now our score, still in favor of the Wildcats. We have 8:18 to go here in the fourth quarter. We'll take a break and come back with more Panther football right here on the Open Mic Broadcast Network.
Join us each and every Sunday morning, 10 a.m. Central Standard Time, for a word of encouragement from the Temple of Refuge Ministries. Simply dial 857-777-0000. Building the kingdom, one soul at a time. Temple of Refuge Ministries, Prairie View, Texas.
Welcome back to Panther Football right here at the Open Mic Broadcast Network. Kickoff teams have made their way onto the field to kick this one off, as we are looking at a 45-10 score here in favor of the Wildcats with 8:13 to go here in the fourth quarter. Andre Davis alongside Mr. Greg Johnson, our sideline reporter Philip Prince. We want to remind all of our listeners that you can listen to the Mike Prince Show daily by subscribing to our YouTube channel at the Open Mic Broadcast Network. The Mike Prince Show covering the world of HBCU sports and beyond. And again, on our YouTube channel at the Open Mic Broadcast Network, that is the Mike Prince Show. As the Panthers were able to recover that kick return on that pooch kick on that last play, and they're going to have the ball inside Wildcat territory as C.J. Dumas is going to hand off to the running back, Caleb Johnson. He's going to get positive yards and a first down for the Panthers. So the Panthers went with a pooch kick on that kickoff on the previous play, and they were able to recover it. Pooch kick like it went about 15 yards or so, was able to recover it, and they're going to have a fresh set of downs here moving from right to left. Ball now placed inside Wildcat territory at the 23-yard line. Another handoff to the running back. This time not a whole lot doing on that play. As Caleb Johnson will remain in the backfield as a running back for the Panthers. 2nd and 8 coming up. And if you're the Panthers, Greg, what are some of the things that you can point to here in this ball game, positives that is, that you can carry into next week's game against SMU?
Definitely the way that the offensive line was able to pass the tick in some cases, and also the run blocking in this game as well, as we have another big hole there for a running back to run through, and he picks up positive yards. So definitely the offensive line, other than the bobble snaps and the miscommunication between center and quarterback, the offensive line was able to pass the tick pretty decent and run block in this game pretty decent as well.
And speaking of the run holes, one thing we can definitely point out is the running backs for the Panthers have definitely earned their money here in this ball game. We're going to get some official stats here for our post-game show, but I'm interested to see collectively as a unit what the Panthers were able to end this ball game with rushing-wise on the ground, because these running backs, we're talking about Ahmad Antoine, despite some of the turnovers that we saw from the running backs in this ball game, Ahmad Antoine, Caleb Johnson, and even the sophomore running back, Connor Wysham, have been doing an excellent job running the ball here in this ball game. It's definitely something to look forward to as they head into next week against SMU.
Definitely something to look forward to. Definitely something they can build on as well in the next week game against SMU.
And there was a flag on the play. It appears to have been false start charge against the Panthers. Going to back them up 5 yards. 3rd down coming up. 3rd and 6 to be exact. As this time CJ is going to have 2 running backs in the backfield, Connor Wysham and Caleb Johnson. This time CJ will drop back the pass. The pass will be incomplete in the back of the end zone. He's trying to hook up with Trajan Spiller on that play. And with that, we have 4th down coming up. As the the field goal unit for the Panthers have made their way onto the field. As they're going to be attempting about a 38-yard field goal attempt, Carlos Villagomez. As the ball is spotted on the right hash mark. As the snap is down, kick is up, and it is no good. As Carlos Villagomez was able to hit not 1 but 2 field goals, 2 clutch field goals in last week's game against TSU. Not the case here against the Wildcats of Abilene Christian, Greg.
Like I mentioned earlier, this kind of game is just a game where things don't go the Panthers' way, and you kind of just have to tip your hat off to the Wildcats for playing a great game, honestly.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. That is the game of football. Sometimes things just do not go your way. You just have to finish the game strong and look forward to what's coming. So the Wildcats will have a fresh set of downs. Ball placed at the 20-yard line. Wildcats moving from left to right. And a handoff to the running back, and he's going to run to the left side following his blockers, and he will be out of bounds. Gain of about 5 yards on the play. Number 32, Xavier Weishart on the carry for the Wildcats. As number 12, Quade Hawkins at quarterback for the Wildcats to start this drive. As we mentioned before, it appears that Maverick MacGyver has played his last snap here in this ball game.
He definitely earned it.
Another handoff to Weishart. This time he will have enough for a Wildcats first down, as the Wildcats are just going to try to milk this one out as much as possible. We're showing 5:20 to go here in the fourth quarter. As this time, Hawkins will be in the shotgun formation. He's going to have one receiver on each side. Pistol formation, if you will. Another handoff to Weishart. This time he's met only after gaining the yard on the play. Clock does continue to move. And if you're just now joining us, again, I want to remind all of our listeners that you can join us for next week's broadcast as the Panthers will hit the road to take on non-conference opponents, Southern Methodist University in Dallas, Texas. Kickoff for that game is scheduled for 6 p.m., and we'll be coming at you with our pregame show at 5:30 p.m. Central Standard Time. And it's only on the Upper Mike Broadcast Network, the station designed with you in mind. I want to thank our sponsors and supporters for making today's broadcast possible: the Prairie View Athletic Club, the Panther Backers, and the Temple of Refuge Ministries. Again, I want to thank you so much for your contributions and your support for making today's broadcast possible. And for those out there that are listening, if you would like to become a listening partner today, you can do so by visiting the website at obnradio.com. Again, that's obnradio.com, and make your secure donation and support by clicking the donation button. And your donations will help us continue bringing you live sports action featuring our local student athletes right here at the Upper Mike Broadcast Network. And essentially, we're doing that all the month of September, Greg. September is our official listening partnership drive, where we asking individuals out there, if you've been satisfied with the broadcast and the coverage that we've given you here at the Upper Mike Broadcast Network, then you can help us out by making your secure donation today on our website at obnradio.com. As we have second down coming up for the Wildcats. This time a play action fake. Hawkins going to air this one downfield. Nothing doing. Incomplete. Wildcats still trying to attempt to pass here in the fourth quarter. Incomplete pass to be exact. We do have third down coming up. The incomplete pass will stop the clock with 4:10 to go here in the fourth quarter. All Wildcat football in this ball game, a flip opposite of what we witnessed in last year's game, where
it's definitely been all Wildcats this game. Panthers kind of just had no answer. Like I mentioned earlier, things just didn't go their way.
A handoff to Weishart to the left side, nothing doing. Or check that, he actually does gain some positive yards on that play, but he won't have enough for a first down. We do have fourth down coming up, so the punting units will make their way onto the field as the clock does continue to roll here from Blackshear Field, as the fans have slowly started making their way to the exit, as we're showing about half of what we saw to start the second half.
Definitely getting a little empty here in the stadium.
And back to receive this one for the Panthers will be number 38, Marquise Doucette. And it's going to take a nice Wildcat bounce inside the 10-yard line. Officially going to be spotted at the 6-yard line with 3:12 to go here in the fourth quarter. And it appears that number 15, C.J. Dumas, will be the quarterback to start this drive for the Panthers. He's going to have two receivers on each side. Connor Wysham will be the running back to accompany him in the backfield. A handoff to Wysham, and he's going to break a few tackles, and he's going to be brought down at the 11-yard line. But check that. That was actually number 27, Jamario Brooks for the Panthers. And he gained some positive yards. 2nd and 5 coming up. Clock continues to roll here as the Panthers are likely just going to play it safe here on this drive. And as we mentioned before, some positives to point to offensively for the Panthers as C.J. Dumas was able to air this one down long. Check that. I said the Panthers are going to play it safe, but C.J. Dumas airs this one down long. He's able to hook up with number 1, Stacy Brown, for a huge gain through the air and a first down for the Panthers.
Definitely a good play, a good throw there by
C.J. Dumas showing some arm on that last play. I spoke too soon, Greg. We assumed that the Panthers were just going to play this one safe, but C.J. Dumas aired this one down long to Stacy Brown, who we normally see on the defensive side of things. Stacy Brown also plays safety for the Panthers. He's been getting some action offensively here to start this 2023 campaign.
All right, with C.J. Dumas being the redshirt freshman, kind of just want to get him a couple of reps in at the end of this game.
He'll have 3 receivers to the right and 1 to the left. 2nd down coming up. This time Brooks is going to keep it himself on the left side. He's going to get past the 30, brought out of bounds at the 20-yard line. Nice run on that play. Number 27, Jamario Brooks on the carry for the Panthers. Solid gain on the ground and another first down for the Panthers. Ball officially will be spotted well inside Wildcat territory at the 23-yard line. Check that. Panthers moving from right to left. Read option play. This time a handoff to Brooks. And he'll be met after gaining some positive yards on the play. 2 yards to be exact. Clock does continue to run here with 1:20 to go in the 4th quarter. 3 receivers to the right and 1 to the left. Brooks going to be offset to Dumas' right. This time a play action fake, and Dumas is looking for a man downfield. He doesn't have anybody, and he's going to be brought down in the backfield for a sack.
Wildcats all over him on that one. He looked like he had a man open, decided to tuck it back down because he actually wasn't open. Coverage by the Wildcats there was great.
Yeah, and you saw the pressure coming from the Wildcat defense. Again, you see C.J. Dumas' eyes are steady downfield, not recognizing that the pressure is coming. And again, one could argue that just comes from not having, the experience that is C.J. Dumas. And on this particular play, he's going to keep it himself with the quarterback keeper on the far right side. He will have enough for a first down.
And with this game winding down, the scoreboard shows that the Wildcats defense has been pretty excellent in this game, but I think that's an understatement. This defense has been lights out all game.
They've been able to take advantage of some costly turnovers in key situations. Again, for some reason, it appears that when the Panthers get on the opposite side of the 50-yard line, and that's when the drama started in this ball game. As long as they were on their side of the 50-yard line, everything was fine. The moment they got inside Wildcat territory, that's when things start happening. And this time, C.J. Dumas is going to keep it himself on the read option play. He's going to be brought down near the goal line. And that last play should take us to the end of this ball game. As we're waiting to get the official signal, we're showing 0 on the game clock. As it appears that we have a timeout on the play. The Panthers may have called timeout just in the nick of time. As the teams haven't left the field just yet, they're on their respective sidelines. And it appears that we may have one more play here of this 4th quarter. We're now showing 3 seconds on the game clock.
It kind of looked like he got in there, but I guess they spot the ball half the distance to the goal line.
Yes.
We're going to get one more play before we all get out of here.
Going to get one more play, one more crack at it before this ball game comes to an end here from Blackshear Field. Some ups and downs, highs and lows, a lot of things to point to, both negatively and positively, if you're the Panthers here in this game against the Wildcats of Abilene Christian University. As the teams have made their way onto the field, this time C.J. Doom is going to be lined up on the center. He's going to hand it off to the fullback, and he will plow his way in the end zone for a Panthers touchdown. That will likely do it here from Blackshear Field. That was number 89, David Murray, the tight end, on the touchdown carry for the Panthers. We saw David Murray do the exact same thing against Texas Southern last week. In his official position is tight end, but he will line up in the fullback position and carry for the Panthers. And with that, our ball game has come to an end here from Blackshear Field. Panthers not able to get the job done here. Their first home game of this 2023 campaign, as they lose this one by the score of 45-16. We'll take a break and come back with our post-game analysis right here on the Open Mic Broadcast Network.